Họ là nguồn sức mạnh chính của các đội bóng.
Mạnh mẽ, quá mạnh mẽ, không thể ngăn cản Germany Scott. Một tình huống ankle breaker tuyệt vời của tập thủ Di Sơ.
Họ là những người định đoạt trận đấu.
2 điểm dành cho Mark Allen, tỷ số được cân bằng dành cho đội khách.
Di Sơ. Đó là cả một trận đấu và nó là cả một niềm vui của Cáp Việt.
Và họ đã trải qua hành trình dài để đến với VBA. Họ đã đi vòng quanh thế giới để theo đuổi sự nghiệp này. Chúng ta cùng đến với câu chuyện của những lính đánh thuê với niềm đam mê bóng cam.
What's up, everybody? My name is Dakota Zinzer. I'm a professional basketball player for Kanto Catfish. Vietnam is the 9th country that I've played professionally in. Vietnam, China, Indonesia, Australia, Russia, Luxembourg, Philippines, Germany, France.
I played in America, in Ukraine, in Vietnam, and Spain.
My first year I was in Portugal, played there for 2 years, and then I went to Germany for 2 years, and I went back to Portugal, and then I played here.
Trước khi trở thành những cầu thủ du mục, họ đều đã đủ xuất sắc để nhận học bổng thi đấu ở cấp độ đại học Mỹ NCAA. Tuy nhiên, cánh cửa đến với NBA chỉ mở ra cho 60 tài năng xuất chúng nhất mỗi năm.
I guess maybe like third, fourth year of college, I knew that, I'm not one of those guys who will be in the draft at this point, so I'm just gonna do whatever I can with my career to get as high as I can.
I went to Division two university. I didn't put up crazy numbers, so probably took about 6 months before I was able to have some real concrete offers. Really grateful for the first opportunity to go play in Australia, and once the contract came in, I jumped on it.
My senior year, I actually quit the game of basketball. My coach, we had an intense relationship, we'll just put it that way. He was an old school guy. I was young and learning, and so we butted heads at times. I just kind of lost my love for the game, I would say. So I was a stockbroker for about 8 months. I was making really good money. However, I was just always on the phone a lot, so it wasn't something that I thoroughly enjoyed to do. I was playing basketball one day at a gym because I would still work out, just to stay in shape. And a friend of mine, a guy that I grew up with, he had been playing basketball overseas, and he was like, "Nah, man, you shouldn't be working this job. Like, if I could find an opportunity for you, you should take it." And so that's when he introduced me to his agent. So yeah, I met his agent, and his agent got me a deal in Portugal maybe 3 weeks later.
Cuộc sống của lính đánh thuê có rất nhiều chông gai và bất định. Họ luôn phải làm quen với những bản hợp đồng thời vụ, một mùa giải, cho đến một vài trận. Xách vali lên đường và chơi thật tốt là tôn chỉ của họ, bởi một giải đấu thất bại rất có thể sẽ là dấu chấm hết.
Being able to adjust quickly is probably the most important thing that I've learned over the past 6 years of playing. Overseas, it changes so frequently. I'd say roughly, every 6 to 8 months, 1 year is standard.
The club that you play for, they put you in position for your next job. If you play well and you establish yourself with the right connections, the right people, then jobs will come to you. It's not so much on you as far as finding a club. It's on you to perform as a player, to make yourself presentable and attractive for clubs to reach out.
Networking, Facebook and social media is such a great tool to use, especially for younger guys. The world of basketball is very small, so being able to do that is really helpful.
Tạo dựng mối quan hệ quan trọng ra sao? Cả Jinser, Sắc Nhúc và Peterson sẽ không bao giờ đặt chân đến Việt Nam nếu không có những lời giới thiệu.
A good friend of mine who actually played in VBA a few times, Akeem Scott. I played with him in China, and he connected me with Coach Nip here in Kanto.
I was in America at the time looking for a place to play. So I hit up the guy who I worked with at that time, he said there's a coach, he knows you, he's in Vietnam right now, and he's interested in me joining his team. Yeah, that's how it all started for me in Vietnam.
One of my best friends, Hassan Thomas. Yeah, so we played in Portugal our first year together. He was the one that he reached out to me and asked me if I would come.
I was in Spain this past season, and towards the end of the season, one of the managers from Kentucky contacted me, asked if I would be available to join the team for the season. Like, I have summer where I wasn't really planning anything, so I was like, yeah, why not go to Vietnam again? And you know, I had a good time here last summer, so I wanted to do it again.
That's kind of the nature of the business, I would say, especially from our perspective. It's all about who you know, making connections, networking. It's all about, you know, if they like you, if they know who you are, they know your heart as a person, then they're more than likely gonna take you in.
Ở tất cả các giải đấu, thành tích của một đội bóng phụ thuộc gần như hoàn toàn vào phong độ của các ngoại binh. Chỉ cần một vài trận đấu chơi không tốt, họ sẽ phải đối mặt với việc bị thanh lý. Bởi lẽ, nhiệm vụ của các lính đánh thuê chính là dẫn dắt đội bóng đến với thắng lợi.
The pressure is always on the import most of the time. You know, if you win and do well, you know, congrats. But if you lose, you know, the blame is most of the time pointed at you.
I think pressure is a good thing. That means that people rely on you. That means that people, you know, believe that you can do it. As much as it's a pressure for one, it's also an opportunity for you to thrive on it and to show that you are here for a reason.
It's part of our job to know that there's an uncertainty. So we have to do our job and understand that if we're not doing our job or if we're not winning, that our job can be in jeopardy.
My first year in Germany, that was a eye-opening experience for me. So yeah, my coach, he sat me down and he showed me my stats and he compared me to all the other imports in the league. And he told me, you have 2 games. You have 2 games to pick it up, you know. And next game I had 30. The following game I think I averaged 20 points for the rest of that season, yeah. So it was just a motivation. It was more of a motivation for me, you know, to kind of tell me, hey, this is what you need to do. We brought you in here to produce.
Là một cầu thủ du mục, đồng nghĩa họ sẽ phải xa nhà quanh năm suốt tháng. Cùng với đó là rất nhiều sự hy sinh, đánh đổi về cuộc sống gia đình, các mối quan hệ và đôi khi là cả niềm hạnh phúc riêng của chính các cầu thủ.
Family, social life, a lot of time by yourself because you're in a foreign country and you don't really know anyone or like have necessarily friends there except your teammates maybe. You know, this is the life I chose, so this is what I need to sacrifice in order for me to live it. You get to learn a lot about yourself. You get to see what you're capable of, because now it's pretty much you on your own, which eventually led me to a kind of mindset where I know I'm going to be all right no matter what happens.
It's funny, we were just saying we see each other like every 3 months. And within those 3 months, we may spend a month together. So we'll go 3 months without seeing each other and then spend about a month together. She knows my heart, you know, she knows that basketball is what I want to do and pursue. She also knows that's how I'm able to stay over here, overseas. So it's kind of like a respect thing, you know. She respects and supports me in whatever I do.
Một số người thì may mắn hơn khi có người bạn đời đồng hành trong hành trình theo đuổi sự nghiệp chuyên nghiệp.
It's just another thing that comes with it. I think we've been able to travel together now the past 2.5 years completely, which has been a blessing for sure. It's been really awesome to travel together and have my best friend by my side through everything. But you know, it's another thing we sacrifice. We sacrifice our families back home. You know, I've missed birthdays and weddings and, you know, people passing away. So you miss that type of stuff, but it's part of the sacrifice. You know, a lot of people think that the overseas basketball life is all glamorous and amazing, and it has so many great things to it, but there's a lot of downsides to it. You miss out on a lot of things. You know, like I said, I've missed birthdays, weddings, important things that I can't get back.
Some sacrifice, but to me it's worth it. It's not like I'm giving up things that I want to be doing. This is what I want to be doing. I want to be with him. I want to be, you know, he's my husband. I want to be wherever he is. So I guess the sacrifice I'm giving up is working full time, but that's not much of a sacrifice to give up. So I'm very happy to be able to do what I'm doing. You know, it's a blessing to be able to follow him and be wherever he is. We have a lot of perks with this, and we have a lot of things that we're able to do that we wouldn't normally be able to do, and that's really nothing I would trade for that. Of course, I miss my family a lot when I'm gone, and I miss small things too, like places that I like to eat and restaurants. Like, we always talk about the foods that we miss, but I think the biggest thing is I miss my family and his family. And our families are far apart from each other, so we always make it a point to go to both sides of the country to see our families. I get to go with him everywhere, and there's no pressure for me because it's not my job. So he's the one that has to work hard and worry about things, but I'm the one that just gets to enjoy everything, and that's really nice. I get to try new foods and go to new places and meet new people, and I really like that. There's a lot of perks with it, and of course, like I said earlier, I get to spend so much time with him, and so that's nice.
Oh, it's the most important thing. I get chills thinking about it. I'm so thankful for it. I'm so blessed to have her with me. I'm so blessed to have a wife that's so supportive and loving, and she gets to enjoy the journey with me. It's really cool. We get to go to different places, meet different people, and that stuff is irreplaceable, you know. So I'm so thankful that she's here with me. She's sacrificed so much as well, and she's been my rock through everything. So I'm so thankful for her.
It's not hard for me to want to be with him wherever he goes. We get to see all kinds of new countries and new places, so of course I want to keep doing that as long as possible. While I was at home a couple years ago, I went back to school and I got a master's degree, and I worked for a while, and I've experienced that full-time working life, and of course there's a lot of joy in that, and I love working, but that's something that I can always do. I appreciate that this is his job for now, and this is the time where he's at his best. So it's easy for me to come with him, and it's not much of a sacrifice in that way because I have the rest of my life to work and do whatever back home. But I get to enjoy his basketball for now, which is really nice.